Okay, today's topic I'm going to talk about is called the mask. And what I mean by the mask is, let me explain it to you right now. You know you have friends. You have friends you had for years. You have family members you had for years. But right now, let's just talk about friends. You know, a lot of people say, hey, you know, I knew this guy, I knew this girl a long time, and all of a sudden they changed. No, they haven't changed. The mask has fallen off. And let me explain to you right now what I mean by the mask has fallen off. I always try to tell people, try to make people aware. Be careful with who you associate with. Be careful with who's in your inner circle. Be careful because some people deceive you. And this is what I call the mask. Okay, you have a public mask, you have a private mask, and you have a family mask. And what happens, a lot of people tend to keep up that charade for days, for weeks, for months, and sometimes years. But eventually, that mask will and it does fall off. For example, you know, a lot of people play the lottery. I played it myself, but I'm not a gambler. I played Powerball. You know, a lot of people are every month, you know, playing, hoping to become rich. But once they become rich and people around them say, hey, you know what? He's not the same guy he was before because he has money now. Wrong. The problem is the guy was always a jerk, with or without money. But now that he has money, he's a bigger jerk. So what happened to him? The mask has fallen off. So that's what I'm trying to make you aware of. Be careful. Be careful about who you go around with. You have women. It's a big thing now. And men, okay? In relationships. You know, relationships are not full of love. I'm not just talking about women. I'm talking about men. But let me give you an example of a woman. You're dating a woman. You know, you're dating her for days. You're dating her for months. All of a sudden, you know, in the beginning, you know, it was more extravagant. You spend a lot of money, to go out to dinner, you enjoyed yourself, you bought her things. All of a sudden, you lose your job. You don't have as much money as you used to have. All of a sudden, you see she creates more distance. Why? Think about it. You know, when the money was there, love, affection, everything. When you were buying her things, she was different. So, the mask has fallen off. She was always that way. But all of a sudden, you realize when you're down and out, down on your luck, you know, she's not the same person she was, but she was always that way. But that's what I'm talking about, the private mask. So be careful about who you associate with. Really be careful about who is in your inner circle. But that is an example of what I call the mask. So everyone, be very careful about the public mask, the private mask, and the family mask. So I'm giving this to you. You can do with what you want with it, but I hope you take this information and take these words, what I'm telling you today, and keep them in your mind. And be very careful, be very aware, because people have masks. So, my soldiers, wish you all a good day and good night. Be strong, stay safe. Peace.